Oh boy.
I'm going old school on his butt.
Let's play a game. I'm a savage.
Come on.
Whoa. After more than 2 decades of the opening of the top U.S. box office hit, Space Jam is finally getting a sequel and fans cannot help but be excited about it. This animation, as produced by Ryan Coogler, stars the likes of LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was recruited by Looney Tunes characters to help with a basketball face-off between the alien monsters and the Toon Squad. This animation, which started out as a commercial, has found love in the hearts of its fans around the world, and since the start of filming its sequel in 2019, fans have been eager to jump on it once it's released. Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode. On today's episode, we bring to you the behind-the-scenes facts about Space Jam 2. Before we go any further, be sure to click on the subscribe button and switch on your notification bell. That way, you will be notified as soon as we upload another video. Also, make sure you like this video and share it with your friends. That being said, let's jump right in. Introduction. Before Space Jam hit the theater at all, Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan had a face-off in a one-on-one game for a Nike commercial, Hair Jordan. David Falk, who was Michael Jordan's longtime agent, saw that the concept had great potential if put on the big screen. He brought the idea to Warner Brothers and his timing couldn't have been more perfect. The studio at that time was in search of the perfect way to relaunch the Looney Tunes franchise. With that, Space Jam was born. Space Jam at the time of its release was one of the first of its kind. It was a sports film with a combination of animation and live action, and to make it even more challenging, taking a role in it means working with cartoon characters and of course an athlete with no acting experience. The athlete with no acting experience is none other than Michael Jordan. A lot of things had to be put into consideration to accommodate his zero acting skills. Even the other actors who were initially employed to act with him were reluctant about taking up the role. Fortunately, to our surprise, Michael Jordan did justice to the role he played, and we all fell in love with him on screen once the first film was released. And after over 2 decades of its first film release, Space Jam is coming back. The premiere date set for the sequel is July 16th, 2021. Space Jam 2, A New Legacy, will be available to watch on HBO Max and in theaters. If you have no clue as to what the first Space Jam is all about, I'm glad to inform you that you can catch up on HBO Max. While you do that, here are some behind-the-scenes facts about Space Jam. Fact number 1. Chevy Chase and Michael J. Fox were both considered for supporting roles. At the time when Space Jam was being produced, there was most likely no other bigger celebrity in the world save Michael Jordan. Also, we can't forget that Bugs Bunny and the other Looney Tunes characters were also Hollywood royalty, though their pre-release was a bit rusty. Regardless, it seemed many actors were not so keen on the idea of sharing the big screen with this iconic duo. In an article in Entertainment Weekly that was released after the film was made, director Joe Pytka explained it was more difficult casting some of the supporting roles, most especially Michael's assistant Stan. Joe Pytka also explained that actors were convinced that working with an athlete and animated characters would not amount to much. On other occasions, when Joe Pytka had actors he wanted to pursue, he said that Warner Brothers shot them down. These actors include Chevy Chase and Michael J. Fox. Ultimately, Wayne Knight was cast as Stan, and now it seems almost impossible to imagine anyone else in the role. Fact number 2. Bill Murray was supposed to appear only in one scene. Though many actors had a problem acting alongside cartoon characters, that could not be said of the notoriously hard-to-pin-down Bill Murray. One of the producers at that time, Ivan Reitman, wanted to bring Bill Murray in for the scene where Michael Jordan gets sucked into Looney Tune land on the golf course. Ivan Reitman had previously directed Murray in Stripes, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and Meatballs. Joe Pytka even feared that Murray may not show up at all, but when he did show up, he found that the actor was curious about how they were going to film scenes with both Jordan, a real-life human, and the animated characters. Murray was intrigued by the explanation given to him, to the extent that he agreed to expand his role, making the meta reference when he arrives in the final moments of the game that the producer is a friend of his and dropped him off. Fact number 3. Looney Tunes characters were acted by actors in green screen suits. Today, we are all very familiar with green screen technology, and we often hear actors talk about the awkwardness of having to create a realistic and deep bond with the weirdest of objects before the actual character is generated with CGI in post-production. Unlike this method, Space Jam devised a different method since nearly half of its entire cast needed to be added later. The production team resolved to bring in performers from the Groundlings improvisation comedy troupe. They put them in green spandex suits, and then they serve as the animated characters that Jordan would be acting opposite to. This method also helped to make things easier for their non-actor star, Michael Jordan. That way he was acting with real people as opposed to acting with a couple dots on the screen or going against the script supervisor. As mentioned earlier, this style for using the then not so popular technology intrigued Bill Murray enough to make him want to expand his role in the film, which also ensured his scene-stealing cameo. Fact number 4. Warner Brothers did not agree to Spike Lee doing a script polish. Spike Lee's passion for basketball is obvious and well documented. He has even brought some of that passion to the big screen with one of his films, He Got Game. There was a chance that Spike Lee could have been been involved in the making of Space Jam, according to director Joe Pytka. Although unrelated, Lee already was kind of an inspiration for the film. It was his own Nike commercials with Michael Jordan in which he played the character Mars Blackman that were a jumping board for the Jordan/Bugs Bunny commercial. It could even be his previous relationship with Jordan that led him to approach Pytka on doing script polish for Space Jam. Unfortunately, Warner Brothers said it was a no-go. According to what Joe Pytka said regarding the topic, he believed that it had something to do with issues stemming from Malcolm X, which Lee made for the studio. After so long, Space Jam: A New Legacy is being directed by Malcolm D. Lee, who is also Spike Lee's cousin. Who knows, maybe we will find out in a few years that Spike finally got the chance to bring some of his ideas to the Space Jam universe. Fact number 5. Space Jam chose Billy West to voice Bugs Bunny for the first time. The creator, and in many instances singular voice of the Looney Tunes, was Mel Blanc, who unfortunately passed away years before Space Jam was even a concept. As a result, a new voice actor for Bugs Bunny was needed, but rather than going with someone who had experience filling in for Mel Blanc in the past, the Space Jam team went for a relative newcomer, Billy West. Though Billy West is now known best for voicing characters in Doug, Futurama, and The Ren and Stimpy Show, at the time of voicing Space Jam, he was a newbie in the voiceover business. He had never voiced Bugs Bunny before Space Jam, not even the Hair Jordan commercial, which was a combination of Jeff Bergman and Greg Burson. Billy West also voiced Elmer Fudd in Space Jam. Despite being a rookie with the character, we would agree that Billy West did a fine job, and now he has even gone on to voice Bugs in other content, mostly video games. Fact number 6. Jordan would play pickup games with NBA All-Stars when he wasn't filming. Space Jam concludes where instead of Michael Jordan returning to his floundering baseball career, he would be returning to basketball rejuvenated by his game with the Looney Tunes. It was an epic example of art imitating life, as Jordan had already decided to restart his NBA career with the Chicago Bulls before filming got underway. Since he had to get into basketball shape for his role, playing against a bunch of comedians in green spandex was not exactly gonna cut it. As a result, Jordan had it worked into his contract that Warner Brothers would build him a workout facility where he could train when he was not filming, which they did. Part of that training, as explained in numerous articles recounting the making of Space Jam, The Last Dance inclusive, were some of the greatest pickup basketball games ever. As ESPN's J.A. Adonde detailed, beyond his Space Jam co-stars like Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley, Jordan drew the likes of Grant Hill, Shaquille O'Neal, Dennis Rodman, Reggie Miller, and Magic Johnson to his dome for these pickup games. Miller even commented about Jordan's constant schedule during the production, saying he was like a vampire. Also, unlike in the movie, Bill Murray was not invited to show off his own skills during the pickup games. Fact number 7. LeBron James will star. One of the first words about the Space Jam 2 film was that LeBron James would be the star in it. Presumably, the story, like the first movie, would be that he will play himself and then be recruited by the Looney Tunes for a high-stakes basketball game. While Michael Jordan's appearance in the original will always be iconic, LeBron James seems like an obvious choice for the update. At that time, Michael Jordan was the star then, and this time he is the NBA's reigning superstar and has shown off some solid acting skills in Trainwreck. James has spoken about his love of the first film, and this seems to be a kind of real passion project for him. With that, we have come to the end of today's episode. Join us again next time when we'll be bringing you another exciting topic. Do give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and keep the notification bell on. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Till next time, bye-bye.